The internet is on fire once again, and this time, it's Jaguar Wright calling out none other than Jim Jones, in a jaw-dropping rant that left fans speechless. Jaguar didn't hold back. She accused Jim of being a pawn in what she calls the system, a powerful machine that controls artists, silences truth, and destroys anyone who dares to break free. According to Jaguar, Jim Jones isn't just another rapper. He's a key player in keeping that system alive. From secret meetings to hidden agendas, she claims Jim has seen it all but chosen to stay quiet. And when Jaguar speaks, the whole industry listens. But here's where things get wild. Fans believe Jaguar might be holding receipts that could change everything. She's hinting at dark truths, manipulation, and industry deals that go far beyond music. And while some are calling her crazy, others are saying she's finally exposing what the world wasn't supposed to see. So what did Jim Jones really do? Why is Jaguar Wright targeting him now? And most importantly, what is this system she keeps warning about? Stay tuned. Because once Jaguar starts talking, no one is safe. It looks like Jaguar Wright has just set the internet on fire again. And this time, her target is none other than Jim Jones. The outspoken singer has gone off with another explosive rant. And what she's accusing Jim of might be one of the most shocking things she's ever said. Jaguar didn't just throw random shade. She looked straight into the camera and said something that made everyone stop scrolling. Jim Jones isn't who y'all think he is. He's not a victim, he's part of the system. Yeah, you heard that right. Part of the system now. If you know anything about Jaguar Wright, you know she doesn't bite her tongue for anyone. She's built a reputation for calling out the dark truths of the entertainment world. And while a lot of people think she's just stirring controversy, her fans say she's been exposing what others are too scared to talk about. But this time, the way she said Jim Jones' name, the tone, the fire in her eyes, it felt different. It wasn't gossip. It sounded like a warning dot in her latest live stream. Jaguar broke down what she meant when she said the system. According to her, this so-called system isn't just about record labels or media control, it's about manipulation, silence, and control over artists' lives. You think these rappers are free? She said, they're not. They're told what to say, how to act, who to fight with. Everything is part of a bigger plan. Jim knows that plan because he's part of it. The internet lost it. Within minutes, her video started spreading across social media. Some fans started connecting dots, pulling up old interviews, old feuds, anything that might support her claims. Others called her out for spreading baseless rumors. But here's the thing. This isn't the first time someone's accused the industry of operating like that. It's just rare for someone to say it so directly and with Jim Jones' name attached. For years, Jim has painted himself as a man of the people, the street hustler who built everything from the ground up, the Harlem-born rapper who made it through loyalty and hard work. He's always been proud of standing tall against fake energy. But Jaguar is claiming it's all part of an illusion, a setup that fans were never supposed to question. She said, they make you think he's a rebel. But that's the trick. The ones who pretend to fight the system are usually working for it. That line alone blew up the comments section. Some said she's jealous. Some said she's crazy. But others said, maybe she's right, because let's be honest, Jim Jones' name has been in drama for years. From feuds with Cameron and Mays to constant beefs and controversies, his name never really leaves the headlines. And now Jaguar's suggesting that maybe that's the point. She hinted that these feuds, these public fights, these so-called beefs might not be organic at all. She said they feed off chaos. It's all distraction. While we're watching them argue, the people behind the scenes stay in control. And if you've been following hip-hop long enough, that theory hits different. Because drama sells. Controversy keeps names relevant. And Jaguar's basically saying, Jim Jones has been playing that game on purpose. She also hinted that Jim might have played a role in silencing other artists who tried to speak out. Without naming names, she said, the system don't just need followers, it needs enforcers. And Jim been enforcing for a long time. That one line had fans digging deeper. Some started pulling up old interviews where Jim defended the industry, or clashed with people who spoke about corruption. And while there's no solid proof of anything Jaguar's saying, one thing's clear: her message has people talking. Because love her or hate her, Jaguar Wright always makes people stop and think. Some fans say she's a truth teller, a whistleblower who's been through enough to see how dark the business can really be. Others say she's using conspiracy theories to stay relevant. But either way, every time she speaks, she shakes something loose. And now, she's aiming that energy straight at Jim Jones. In another part of her live stream, she said something that made everyone pause. You don't get that kind of longevity without playing their game. Some artists fade out, some get erased, but the ones who last, they play their role. Jim's been playing his for years. It's a chilling claim that fame and success in the music world might come with invisible strings attached. And honestly, whether you believe Jaguar or not, it's not hard to see why people are listening. We've all seen artists rise fast and disappear even faster. We've seen people lose deals, lose families, lose their minds right when they start talking about the truth. And now Jaguar's saying Jim Jones knows exactly how that game works. But Jim himself? Silent, no response. No posts, no clapbacks, which in today's world of instant reactions feels strange. Because if there's one thing Jim Jones doesn't do, it's stay quiet when someone calls him out. So now fans are wondering, is he ignoring it because it's ridiculous? Or is there something deeper behind that silence? Jaguar ended her rant with a warning. I'm not scared of them. I've seen what they do. I've seen who they use. And if Jim wants to keep pretending he's real, he'd better start telling the truth. The internet exploded. Hashtags started trending. People were tagging Jim, asking for a response. And others were saying this is about to get ugly. Because if Jim Jones responds, it could open a floodgate of secrets. And if he doesn't, people might start believing every word Jaguar said. Either way, this story isn't just about Jim Jones anymore. It's about control, power, and what artists have to sacrifice just to survive in a business. That eats its own. And if Jaguar Wright's words are even half true, then what's coming next might change everything we thought we knew about the industry. After Jaguar Wright dropped her bombshell statement about Jim Jones being part of the system, the internet went into full meltdown mode. Clips from her live stream started spreading like wildfire. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere you looked, someone was reacting to her words. But what really got people talking wasn't just what she said. It was the conviction in her voice, the energy behind every sentence, and the fact that she wasn't backing down. Jaguar Wright didn't sound like someone chasing clout. She sounded like someone who's seen something and is tired of keeping quiet. And now the question on everyone's mind is, what exactly did she mean when she said Jim Jones is part of the system? Fans started digging deep. Some began linking Jaguar's statements to past interviews where Jim Jones talked about the darker side of the music industry. They pulled old clips of him saying things like, "This business will test your soul," and suddenly, Jaguar's words started sounding a little too close to home. But Jaguar wasn't finished. In another live stream the next day, she doubled down on her claims. "I don't lie about this stuff. Jim knows what I'm talking about. He's been around long enough to see it, to live it, and to benefit from it. He's not innocent." She didn't flinch, didn't pause, and didn't care who disagreed. That's what made her rant even more powerful. She started explaining how the system works, saying that certain artists are selected early on and slowly molded into brand figures, controlled not just by money, but by fear. According to Jaguar, once you sign into the higher levels of the industry, you don't just represent yourself, you represent the agenda. They tell you who to be, who to date, when to fight, when to cry. Everything is written. They keep you in a loop of chaos so you never stop to ask who's pulling the strings. That hit fans hard. Because if you think about it, Jim Jones' entire career has been surrounded by tension, controversy, and drama. From feuds to personal conflicts, it's like his story never had peace. And now Jaguar's saying that's not by accident. She even hinted that certain beefs might have been planned, saying, certain beefs might have been planned, saying, "They use these men to keep the fans distracted. While we're fighting over lyrics, they're cashing in on the chaos." Fans started comparing her statements to the way major headlines seem to drop right before an album, a show, or a tour. Some said Jaguar was exposing the marketing machine behind hip-hop. How real pain and real lives are used for profit. But of course, not everyone was convinced. Some fans came to Jim's defense, calling Jaguar's claims dangerous and unfounded. They said she's making reckless statements that could hurt people's reputations still. The silence from Jim Jones made it hard to ignore, because usually he's quick with a response, whether it's a diss track, a post, or an interview. But this time, nothing. Not a single word. That silence only fueled more speculation. Some said he was ignoring her to avoid giving her attention. Others said maybe he couldn't respond. Maybe there's more to the story than anyone realizes. Meanwhile, Jaguar supporters kept pushing her message. They said she's been calling out the truth for years and nobody listened until now. Okay, and honestly, whether she's right or wrong, her words are making people think differently about how this industry works. Because even if you take away all the conspiracies, it's still clear that fame comes with a price. Jaguar described it like this: "The industry will feed you fame, but it'll starve your soul. They'll give you diamonds, but take your peace. They'll build you up just to tear you down when it's convenient." And that's something fans have seen play out again and again. Artists at their peak suddenly breaking down, vanishing, or losing everything. She also hinted that Jim's involvement in the system wasn't just about music, it's about influence. She said, "Once you become the face of a culture, you're not just rapping anymore. You're controlling minds. You're shaping what people believe in. That's why they keep certain people at the top, not because they're talented, but because they obey." That line hit a nerve. Because if you really look at the pattern, you'll notice some artists who speak up against corruption lose everything. Others who play along stay rich and protected. Fans started asking, is Jim Jones really one of them? Or is he just caught in the middle? Because, love him or hate him, Jim's been in this game a long time. He's seen legends rise and fall. He's worked with people who vanished overnight. So if anyone knows the truth about the inner workings of hip-hop, it's him. But here's where things got even crazier. Jaguar said she's not done yet. She promised that she has receipts to back up her words. She said, "I got names, I got messages, I got stories. They can't hide forever. When I start dropping proof, y'all gonna see why I'm not scared." Fans started begging her to show evidence, while others warned her to be careful. Some even said she's putting herself in danger by speaking out. And honestly, given how powerful the people she's talking about are, that's not hard to believe. But Jaguar doesn't care. She's built her entire image around speaking the truth no matter who it offends. So now, the entire internet is waiting to see what happens next. Will Jim Jones finally break his silence and clear his name? Or will Jaguar Wright actually drop the proof she claims to have? Because either way, this situation is heating up fast. And if Jaguar's right, then we're not just watching a feud between two artists. We're watching the beginning of a much bigger storm, one that could expose how deep the control really goes in the music world. As one fan put it in a viral comment, "Jaguar might sound crazy, but every time she talks, somebody powerful starts sweating." That's the thing about her. Even when people doubt her, they still listen. Because what if, just what if, she's telling the truth? And if she is, then Jim Jones might be in for one of the biggest public reckonings of his entire career. Because Jaguar Wright didn't just call him out, she challenged his entire image, his history, and the foundation of his success. And when someone like Jaguar says you're part of the system, it's not just an insult, it's an accusation. That could change everything now. All eyes are on Jim Jones. The ball's in his court. But until he speaks, the silence will only make Jaguar's words sound louder. One thing's for sure. This story is far from over. And whatever happens next, it's going to shake hip-hop to its core. After Jaguar Wright's shocking accusations, the internet hasn't cooled down for even a second. It's been days now, and the story keeps evolving, getting darker, louder, and way more personal. Because Jaguar didn't just stop at calling. Jim Jones, part of the system, she started teasing. Something way more dangerous proof. And that one word has the entire hip-hop community holding its breath in a new live stream. Jaguar said something that sent chills through her viewers. Y'all think I'm just talking? I got the receipts. I got conversations, screenshots, and stories that'll make you see Jim Jones in a whole new light. She didn't show any of it yet, but the way she said it, with that calm, confident tone, it felt like a threat. Like she's daring Jim to respond first before she drops everything. Social media went crazy. Her fans flooded her comments saying, "Drop the proof," while others begged her not to put herself in danger. But Jaguar just smiled and said, "When I'm ready, the truth will speak for itself." And here's where things get real. Because silence in this industry, it's never random. Jim Jones still hasn't responded. Not a tweet, not a story, not even a shade post. For someone who usually fires back at the slightest jab. That silence feels heavy. Some fans think he's staying quiet because he knows reacting will only make it worse. Others believe Jaguar might actually have something big enough to make him think twice before speaking. But while Jim stays silent, other voices in the hip-hop world are starting to speak up. A few underground artists and ex-industry insiders have been jumping on lives and interviews, saying that Jaguar isn't lying. One even said what she's saying about the system. It's real. Most people just don't survive long enough to talk about it. That comment set the internet ablaze again. Because now it's not just Jaguar, other people are hinting at the same dark side she's been talking about for years. Meanwhile, YouTube and TikTok are overflowing with breakdown videos. People are connecting dots between old Jim Jones interviews, cryptic posts, and even lyrics that might hint at the system Jaguar keeps talking about. It's like the internet turned into a full-blown investigation overnight. But Jaguar isn't feeding the chaos. She's letting it grow on its own. Every few days, she just posts something small, a sentence, a reaction, a smirk, and it keeps the conversation alive in her latest live. She said something that hit everyone like a punch. This isn't about hate. It's about truth. Jim knows who controls what, and he knows what it costs to stay on top. I'm just tired of pretending like none of us see it. That's when things got emotional. Jaguar started talking about how artists lose themselves chasing fame. How the same people who claim to be free are actually trapped by contracts, politics, and fear. You can't be real in a fake world and think you'll survive. Jim sold that idea, the street king, the independent hustler. But that's not the full story. The truth is darker. Fans began speculating that Jaguar might be planning to drop a documentary or a long-form interview soon. Some insiders even claim she's been collecting evidence for months, waiting for the right moment to expose the full story. But that's not all. Because while the media is focused on Jaguar and Jim, another twist is building quietly. Rumors that other rappers might get dragged into this. People are whispering that Jaguar's receipts don't stop at Jim Jones. One fan tweeted, "If Jaguar really drops everything she says she has, this could shake the whole industry. Not just Jim, everyone connected to him." The tension is unreal. Every hour, new posts appear. Some defend Jim, saying he's being disrespected for no reason. Others side with Jaguar, calling her the only one brave enough to say what others won't. And then came the moment that changed everything. A mysterious clip surfaced online showing Jaguar in a phone conversation. Allegedly talking about a meeting years ago involving Jim and several industry executives. The clip isn't verified, but it's spreading like wildfire. People are saying it backs up her story. Others claim it's edited to make her look right. But either way, it's added gasoline to an already burning fire. Now, even radio hosts and podcasts are getting involved. Everyone's choosing a side, Team Jim or Team Jaguar. Some call her fearless. Others call her dangerous. Others call her dangerous, but Jaguar seems calm. Almost calm. In one live stream, when a fan asked if she's scared, she smiled and said, "If I was scared, I'd still be quiet." Fear is how they control you. I broke that chain a long time ago. That's the thing about Jaguar, right? Love her or hate her, she's consistent. Every time people try to dismiss her, she comes back louder, stronger, and even more direct. And that's what's making this story so unpredictable. Because if she actually drops her so-called receipts, real proof, then Jim Jones. Silence might start to look like guilt. But if she doesn't, then it might be the biggest bluff in recent hip-hop drama. Still, even without proof, Jaguar has managed to make people question everything. The system, the fame, the loyalty, the truth. Because when she says they control who wins and who falls, it makes fans look at the industry in a whole new way. And the craziest part, Jaguar says this is just the beginning. She told her followers, "This ain't over. I got more to say, and I'm not stopping until the masks come off." That statement left fans both excited and nervous. Because if she's really about to expose more names, more details, and more system secrets, the next few weeks could be explosive. As for Jim Jones, still nothing. Not a single word. Some say he's ignoring it to rise above the drama. Others say the silence speaks louder than any response ever could. But one thing's for sure, the longer he stays quiet, the more powerful Jaguar's words become. And now, fans are counting down, waiting, watching, wondering what she'll reveal next. And whether Jim will finally break his silence before it's too late. Because at this point, it's not just about reputation. It's about truth, power, and survival. In an industry that's starting to look more like a battlefield than a business. And if Jaguar Wright really has the evidence she claims, then this story isn't just another internet feud. It's the calm before a storm that could change everything. As the drama between Jaguar Wright and Jim Jones reaches boiling point, the air in the hip-hop world feels heavy, like something big is about to drop. For days now, Jaguar has been quiet. Too quiet. And if there's one thing fans have learned by now, it's this. When Jaguar goes silent, she's planning her next move. Her last live ended with just one chilling line: "You can't hide forever." Truth always finds its way. Since then, her social media has gone dark. No posts, no updates, nothing. But people close to her are hinting that she's been working on something. A final message that's going to shake the table once again. Meanwhile, Jim Jones has finally been spotted publicly for the first time since the controversy began. Fans noticed him looking tense during a recent club appearance, avoiding questions and leaving early. The clip went viral instantly, with captions like "He knows Jaguar's about to drop something." And maybe they're right. Because late last night, mysterious countdown post appeared on one of Jaguar's fan pages. Just a black screen with the words, 3 days. Then the system speaks. No one knows if it's real or fake, but it's already causing panic online. Some believe Jaguar is about to release an hour-long tell-all video or even an expose about how deep the system goes. Others say it's just another mind game to keep pressure on Jim. But whatever it is, it's working. Every hip-hop outlet, podcast, and gossip channel is watching. The suspense is unreal. Because this feud isn't just personal anymore, it's turned into a symbol of something much bigger. The system Jaguar keeps talking about. The one that controls who wins, who fades, and who never gets heard. And here's the truth. Whether you believe her or not, Jaguar Wright has forced the world to start asking hard questions about loyalty, power, and silence in the entertainment industry. Because maybe she's not just fighting Jim Jones. Maybe she's fighting the machine itself. As fans, we can only sit back and watch the story unfold, knowing that once the truth drops, there's no going back. So what's next? Will Jaguar finally reveal her proof and expose the system she's been warning us about? Or will Jim Jones step out of the shadows and tell his side before it's too late? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. This story isn't over. It's just getting started. If you're still here, you already know this saga is far from done. So make sure you hit that like button if you think Jaguar Wright is about to expose something huge. Comment below, do you believe her? Or do you think Jim Jones is just staying quiet to stay smart? And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, because when the next chapter drops, you'll want to be the first to know. This is getting deeper than we ever imagined. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.